Welcome to another episode of Aston1936.com. Today I actually wanted to share with you where you might want to put clear bra or invisible mask or whatever you might call it, the paint protective film on your Aston Martin. My car's got about 42,000 miles on it now. It's a 2005, so that makes it about 14 years old, and it has paint blemishes all over the place because it has no clear bra. So it's essentially a rolling test bed to share with you where the chips occur. So if your car has still got pretty much pristine paint, I absolutely think you should be fitting clear bra material to try and stop the little pinprick rock chips that are happening. Early DB9s, I've been told in particular, are the first years that Aston Martin was using water-based paints. And the paint was, I think, is best described as being brittle. It doesn't fail, like fall off, but it will chip with a mosquito hitting it at freeway speeds. And so I thought I would show you close-ups of where all the chips and where all the paint failing has been happening on my car. And that's where you'll be able to know then as a template where you should at least cover your car. So come on in and let's start taking a look. The front is, well, obviously a logical place that you'd expect to see a lot of chips. So let me just get the discussion out of the way. The grille is failing, the paint finish on the grille is failing terribly here, and I'm about to do another series on how to replace that. So the grille's not really the issue today, but all in here, if you come in for a close-up, you can see it's like it's got pimples. All this white, this isn't dirt or paint splatter on my car. Those are all tiny chips. All over. I mean, it's like continual all the way down the side here. It starts to lessen as we get a little bit more off the direct, but it's still even up here on the quarter. And honestly, it stops probably right here at the height of the quarter panel. So we're about halfway to the side strake. You can even see it down here where you'd expect on the lower bumper valence. It almost looks like hazing. There are so many little white pinpricks on here where every little piece of sand or gravel that comes up actually chips the paint. The white is actually the gray undercoat. My car had a light gray undercoating. So you're obviously going to want to get this all clear bra'd, but I wanted to talk about the inside this nose ring here. So it's not so bad on the horizontal surfaces, right? So as long as the clear bra material comes up and does a wrap, if we pan along here, there's only one hit that's past sort of the radius of the corner, and that's actually from a rock that fell down off a truck. So I think as long as the clear bra just wraps around the corner here, and your hood kit comes all the way up around the nose of the hood, same with your quarter kits, have to actually wrap. They shouldn't stop 1/8 of an inch. You actually want to get a hood kit that'll wrap around and come underneath and protect it because all the rocks are coming up at it this way. So if we pan along here, I'm going to zip through the photo to the mirror caps. Well, this is obviously a place where you'd expect to see some, and sure enough, you'd be rewarded. These held up pretty good for the first number of years, but the same rocks that clattered down and chipped my front, also I took a couple in the mirror here. But a mirror wrap is good. So then down here behind the rear wheels, if you don't have mud guards, what you're probably going to find is that you've completely sandblasted off the paint on your lower sill. This white is just the paint's been completely blasted away. And that kind of comes up partway through the front fender wing. And then it also goes back, a ways, all the rocks that are coming up off the road are chipping away on this. So lower sills should be completely covered. I know there's kits for that. And honestly, if we pan back a bit, I've been looking at Aston's, at the Aston meetings I've been at. People that have wrapped their cars have not just done this sort of that traditional where you see that there's got clear bra back for the first 2 feet. They've actually clear bra'd the whole hood, all the way back to the rear lip. Same with the quarter panels. They've come all the way back to the seam on the A-pillar. And essentially they've just clear bra'd the whole front of the car. A paint job on a DB9 is worth about $30,000. Spending $1,000 on your clear bra is totally worth protecting it. So anyways, at a minimum, you should come back to the center of the fenders and 2 feet back on the hood. But if you look at my hood, there are paint chips even behind the air vents. So the paint is so fragile on the early DB9s, I think it's worth wrapping the whole front of the car. So the front of the car, the mirror caps, the lower sills, you might want to stay on this side, but let me just stand in here. Oftentimes, wrap companies will have a 3 or 4 inch strip that they'll sell for the top of the windshield area. Well, lo and behold, I've actually got a big chip right there, about 3 inches back from the windshield line. The rest of my roof's in good shape, but I don't know, it'd look pretty goofy to have just a clear bra strip across the top there. I probably won't do that myself, but anyways, if you're tempted, you could always maybe try and get something put up there. And then moving to the back of the car, there's only a couple of areas that I would worry about. So at the back then, you'd want to, if you buy a lower sill kit, it will be literally the whole lower sill from the front to the back. And at the back, you're absolutely going to need it. And this isn't from rocks coming off the rear tires. This is still crap on the road. The rear sill flares out a little bit here. And you can see this sandblasting that's essentially happening all along in here. So you want a lower sill kit that at least comes up to this seam line. And that's probably going to be okay. I have one tiny chip above it. But if you can get your lower sill here done, then behind the rear wheel, same thing as the front. This, you're going to find this has been sandblasted off. So I know there are mud flaps or some sort of little, there's a factory kit that you can get to put on here for stone chips. That might be a good idea to have it for both the front and the back. Mine wasn't fitted with it, but I may look at getting it for the future. And then the very last place is over at the fuel filler cap. So you're taking a metal, fuel filler and putting it in here. Well, I've actually seen a circular ring clear bra piece for this to prevent exactly this. I have a chip right here. It's probably from a nozzle either coming in or going out that hits it and nicked it. So if there was a piece of clear bra here, that'd probably do the trick. Anyways, I just thought I'd share where my car is getting worn out. So there's a website called invisiblemask.com. There's lots of places that sell paint protection film. One that I've used many times I'm pretty happy with is invisiblemask.com. And they have the DB9 in there. You can basically get all these laser cut pieces from them, and you can even buy bulk material. Don't scrimp on the materials. They're essentially, there's thinner, cheaper brands of clear bra material. They kind of have a house brand that's the cheapest. But then the best stuff is the 3M clear bra, and they have a medium thickness and a maximum, like the premium thickness. Go for the premium thickness. It's a little bit harder to stretch and install, but you're going to basically maximize your protection. If you're going to go to the trouble, put the best stuff on. So in another article coming up, I'm actually going to clear bra my car. It'll probably be a few months from now. But you're going to see me applying all this stuff, so I'll have a link to that coming up in the future. If you enjoy videos like this, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button down below. I'll have a companion blog article over at Aston1936.com where I talk about this a little bit as well. And as always, I love to hear your comments. If you could leave those down below. Thanks for watching.